In this section, we are going to learn about conditions. So like any other programming language, Helm also support the conditions. So let's take an example of a if-else statement. So in our deployment file, we wanted to add additional label called environment. So what I want to do is, if the environment label is there, then show the environment here. If environment label is not there, then doesn't show it. So I'll start with another field called environment, and the value for now I'll just leave it blank for now, or let's say the environment is dev. Okay, so now in here let's say add if dot values dot environment is there, then we finish it, and then let's say another label environment equals, and then let's get the value of the environment. So environment is dot values dot, so let's make some space for, and then environment. That's what I want. So if the environment value is available, then the value of the environment label should be environment. Let's see what it brings. So let's run this, and then we have environment label dev added. What if we remove this? Let's say blank, and let's run this. Now this is gone, so we don't have it. So let's add this back again, and let's run this again. So now if you notice, there is additional gaps here, right, in the template. So when we run the template, there's some additional gaps. So how we can get rid of these gaps? So what we can do is we can add a dash in here, which should get rid of these gaps. Let's run this again. Apps, and then the gaps are gone, and the label has come directly here. So this is how we have if a statement. What if we want to say if it is dev, then do this. If it is production, do this. Right. So let's say we want to say if environment, and we can give a condition here as well. So we can say equals, and then equals to dev or equals to production, and based on that we can do something. Equals, say, dev, let's say environment values dev, or instead of and, now we want to say else if, right? So we say else if stage, then environment is stage, and we want to say else environment is prod, let's say. So if environment is dev, let's bring the value. If environment is stage, let's bring the stage. If an else, always bring production. Let's see if it works, and also give dash to remove any spaces. Okay, let's find out if that works. Okay, so there is some error because what we have done is not method but an argument. Okay, so we have given equals in the wrong location. So what it should do is it should be if equals and then the values and then comparison. So similar here, let's say if equals value and stage. Okay, so let's run this now. Okay, so we got this def. Now we change the value to post stage, and let's run this, and the environment name is stage here, or if we say to UAT, now it should get the production. And then so the condition was if it is dev, bring dev, if it is stage, bring stage, anything else, bring production. So that's how you do the conditioning in the Helm chart. Another important function we want to use is a for loop. So in any programming language, when we use a for loop, we go through within the loop and then we print, or we perform operation within that loop on each value of that list or the dictionary. So in the same way we can do it here as well. So the function which we use here is range. So we will use range, and then within range we will print some values. So let's go to values file and let's create environment, and we give the list of all the environments, suppose. So let's create that list. Let's say dev stage UAT NFT and prod. So we have a list here. So now if you want to go through this list and print out or do something, we will have to use the range function. So we're going to make a config map file. So let's quickly take an example of config map, and let's make a template. So this for just our example purpose. So let's say config map.yaml, and what I'm going to do is I'll just take the example of this one and just pick the release name. What I need is the name is the release name, and namespace should be default, and the data should be, let's say, environment. Data should be environment. And what I need is now within the environment I need to print the list of all these environments here. So so to print these environments, we will again use the range function. And here what I say is so we have these values here in the value file which has environments and the values of environment. So what I need to go do is I want something which can go through each one of them and then print there. So I'll say range and dot values dot environment, and then we end it. And so, and then to remove space, as we discussed earlier, we want to do this, and within here, how I want to print it, I want to print something like dash e. So let's print it without. So how do we print it? So it's going against each value, right? And I want to print like this dash and this. So let's put a dash and then double quote, and within this I would say dot. That's it. So basically it is already inside this value.environment, and dot means each value inside this. So let's try this. Okay, so I have some issues. So environment equals environment dev. This is something else. Okay, so this is something else. So this error has come because we have changed the type of the environment variable. If you see, the environment was one value before, now it has a list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name of this. So let's say environment list, and then I'm going to use this variable in a config map. Let's say value environment list. That's what I'm after, right? So now if I come to this, it should give me see, so it has created this config map with dev, environment, stage, UAT, NFT, and production. What if we wanted to put a quote? Yeah, so we can do it. We can put a quote actually by adding a pipe and function call quote. Let's try this. Okay, so there you go. So here quote dash. Okay,